Keir Starmer made what some will regard as a historic announcement, as you'll hear explained and broken down by the Palestinian ambassador to the UK. Let's get it.
I state clearly, as Prime Minister of this great country, that the United Kingdom formally recognises the State of Palestine. We recognised the State of Israel more than 75 years ago as a homeland for the Jewish people. Today, we join over 150 countries who recognise a Palestinian state also. A pledge to the Palestinian and Israeli people that there can be a better future.
And me personally as an ambassador, to be part of and witness this moment that the UK recognise the Palestinian people's right to self-determination and sovereignty over their land is not a small measure, and it is in the right direction. Because number one, it's about Britain more than it is about Palestine. It corrects history. It begins to correct history. It is a moment of leadership for Britain to say that, yes, we acknowledge the mistakes of the past and we shall right the wrongs. That's good for peace. And then from there, we move. This is merely the beginning. This is a foundational step on which we will build the peace up against the Smotrich and the Netanyahus and the Ben Gvirs. And I've been following some of your remarks of late, focusing on Smotrich and Ben Gvir. Please, Piers, this has been a successive Israeli governments who embrace the settlement enterprise. Let's not be reductionist and just reduce it to two individuals.
No, fair enough.
To do individuals.
Fair enough.
We need to bring that project to an end. The colonial expansionist project that believes they have a green card to bomb every single country around them. This has to end. How do you end it? You end it, number one, by ending the genocide. And I'll tell you, the pressure, the energy we have through our friends worldwide, including the UK, is going to show very soon. You will hear in...
But you have to also... but to get to peace, realistically, to get to any kind of lasting peace, you're going to have to get a situation where the Israelis believe they're secure, that their people are secure, that they're not going to get bombed by the Houthis, by Hamas, by Hezbollah, funded by Iran in many cases, that they're not going to live their own lives in perpetual fear of rockets coming over. It is a two-way street. Again, I've used this analogy before. It's not exactly the same situation, but there are many parallels. Northern Ireland, they had to get to a situation where both sides compromised, and they did eventually get there. But there's got to be a compromise on your side that the Israeli people can have their security. You accept that?
Of course, everybody must have security, but the question is security only something for the Israelis? Because I always hear security...
No, it should be both ways, yeah.
I always hear Israelis require security. Well, in fact, it's our security that has been infringed upon over the decades. It's us who lost 2/3 of our nation in the Nakba, all the way to a genocide now in Gaza and the settler terrorism in the West Bank that you spoke about many times.
Important to remember,
our security. Look at the numbers.
Important to recognise. Important to recognise and acknowledge that at the time that hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were being displaced in 1948, hundreds of thousands of Jews were also being displaced.
Not by Palestinians.
No, I didn't say by Palestinians. I said in neighbouring Arab countries that was going on too. So, again, to take a more rounded picture, that from their side caused them a lot of hurt too. You accept that?
Yeah, but we'll need to read a bit more about that historic moment and what happened there and the role of Israel and some groups. Let's not go in that.
But I'm trying to explain why they feel the way they do about the history.
Let's focus on now. And then we can drill backward, because, our energy must be directed at stopping this madness, this carnage, the mass murder of people and the mass destruction. I'm from Gaza, as you know. I mean, what Israel is doing in Gaza in the last few days is not even, I cannot begin to describe it in comparison to already the genocide that the world has been watching over the last 2 years. What they're doing is just beyond human comprehension and description. However, I want to go back to the issue of security. Number one, I told you, we deserve security. And if I learn anything as a Palestinian myself of the last 2 years, that's one thing. We must work hard to ensure the security of the Palestinian people. If I fight for a state, it is for that reason, to make sure that we provide security. Never again we should allow our children to be slaughtered in front of the world like this. Never again that entire families wiped out, men executed in front of their families, entire neighborhoods wiped out every day in and day out, hospitals, schools, what have you. We have to provide security for our people, and the one thing that we have responsibility towards is that this will never happen. How do we do that? It's either by building military, strong military to defend our people, or build a state that has an arm in the international system that can use international judicial institutions like the ICJ and the ICC to provide deterrence, legal deterrence, and protect our people. And this is what we're doing. We're not really racing in the military side and, buying more weapons or building bigger armies. We are racing to be part of the international system. That's number one. Number two, about security. Do you, and I'm really, this is a conversation, do you, Pierce, really believe that security is an outcome?
This is Kraken, the easy way to start exploring crypto. On-ramp
of more armies, more guns, or security is an outcome of peace? Security is an outcome of fulfilling rights. I've heard the US ambassador just now talking about our finances. By the way, this is our money. Israel is stealing military to defend our people, or build a state that has an arm in the international system that can use international judicial institutions like the ICJ and the ICC to provide deterrence, legal deterrence, and protect our people. And this is what we're doing. We're not really racing in the military side and, buying more weapons or building bigger armies. We are racing to be part of the international system. That's number one. Number two, about security. Do you, and I'm really, this is a conversation, do you, Pierce, really believe that security is an outcome of more armies, more guns, or security is an outcome of peace? Security is an outcome of fulfilling rights. I've heard the US ambassador just now talking about our finances. By the way, this is our money. Israel is stealing, literally. It's the biggest act of financial robbery in modern history. It's our money, and they're holding it. This isn't about money. This is about rights. So I'm telling you this to say, also the Israeli public and the Israeli leadership must believe that security can only come, not via bombing your way into it, but by fulfilling people's rights. And no matter what you do, no matter how you want to do it, security will be the product of a real lasting peace. In the meantime, of course, once people's rights are fulfilled, the state of Palestine will absolutely make sure that it protects its citizens and protects its neighbors and adheres to its commitment in the international arena. 100%. And I assure you, if you will have an exemplary state in that region, it will be the state of Palestine.
You know what? That would be a great thing.
I think he made a very interesting explanation and breakdown of the importance of this occasion. Very clear and succinct. That's pretty much it for myself, Onyu Adia, here at CornerSpeak today. Before we go, I'd just like to leave you with a little word from our video sponsors today, who are Elite Artists, EA. If you need a band, a solo act, any kind of musical entertainment for your venue, bar, or your private party, look them up and they can find just what you need to entertain yourself and your guests. Elite Artists. The information will be in the description.
Elite Artists perform at weddings, corporate events, birthdays and 5-star hotels. High-end or laid back, we've got the perfect artist for every vibe. Download the Elite Artists app today on Google Play and the App Store. Elite Artists have been bringing people together in pubs across the country since 2010. Indie, pop, jazz, Motown, soul, classic rock. Solos, duos, trios and bigger bands. Added to the roster by audition only. Search Elite Artists on the App Store or Google Play today.
So if you like what they have to offer, trust me, you will not be disappointed. For now, thank you again. You've been here with myself, Onyu Adia, here at CornerSpeak. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so, and leave your point of view. For now, I'm going to check out, and as I usually like to say, be good, be safe, and be creative. I'm out.